EasyMorph version 5.9.1 has just been released with some fantastic new features. Let's take a quick look at the most significant updates and changes. The biggest update to EasyMorph Desktop comes to the analysis view, with the introduction of a new feature we're calling facets. Facets are a form of advanced filtering, allowing you to profile and filter the data in new and exciting ways. As always, you can enter Analysis View by selecting the Maximize icon in the top right corner of any chart or table. And once in Analysis View, you can drag columns up from the table view to begin filtering. By default, the filters work exactly as they did in previous versions of EasyMorph, allowing you to see the distinct values, how many times they occur in the data, and allowing you to select one or more values to filter by. We've called this method of filtering the Values facet. Clicking on the arrow in the top left of any filter will open the new Facets menu, where you will find the initial 3 facets we've added in this release. The first is the Profiler facet, which allows you to view and filter on specific data types within the data. As you can see, I have 14 values which are missing an order date, which shouldn't be possible. Selecting them and clicking Apply will filter the table to these missing values for me to investigate further. The Profiler facet can be extremely helpful for exploring and resolving data quality issues. The Time Period facet breaks down date and time fields into their component parts, somewhat like filtering a date field in Microsoft Excel. This facet can not only make it much quicker to select all dates within a specific year or month, but it can also help to highlight where you might have erroneous data, such as in this example where I have dates in 2078. The desired time periods can be changed using the Group By option at the top of the filter. And finally, the Thresholds facet allows me to define thresholds, numeric values to be grouped within. Clicking on Edit Thresholds allows me to change the thresholds as well as decide how values matching the threshold should be treated. This facet can be really useful for profiling and filtering data within specific target ranges, such as if I want all orders below $100 to be considered small orders and those over large orders. As dates are stored as numeric values, you can even use the threshold facet to find records before and after a specific date. We've a lot more facets planned, including some visual facets, so keep an eye out in future versions. As well as introducing facets, the analysis view has also had some major performance improvements, which are most evident when analyzing large data sets in EasyMorph. EasyMorph is now at least as fast as the market-leading in-memory BI tools. In previous versions of EasyMorph, it could sometimes be difficult to find the action you needed, especially for new users. In version 5.9.1, we've improved the search, including the extended description of each action, as well as adding a new Try Extended Search option powered by machine learning. As an example, if I'm familiar with SQL, I may be looking for how to perform a SQL union, which isn't found using the normal search, as EasyMorph refers to this action as appending another table. Clicking on the Try Extended Search option brings back all possible actions ranked in the order that is most likely to be the correct action. This feature is still experimental, so be aware it may not always return relevant results. The previously named Ask ChatGPT action has been renamed Ask AI and extended to support any large language model that is accessible via an OpenAI-compatible API. This makes it possible to work with cloud or locally hosted LLMs such as Llama. When creating a connector, the OpenAI option now has support for both creating a ChatGPT connector as well as an OpenAI-compatible connector. The latter allows you to specify the URL to your server hosting your large language model. Version 5.9.1 brings some highly requested improvements to user authentication in EasyMorph Server. Auth providers have been completely overhauled and support has been added for Microsoft Entra ID, formerly known as Azure Active Directory. Going to Settings and clicking on the Identity Providers tab, you can now add a new Microsoft Entra provider as well as Active Directory. You can also add more than one Microsoft Entra provider, which is a game changer for those organizations whose users are split across multiple domains. Once all your identity providers are configured, a user can now have multiple identities assigned to them, allowing EasyMorph to recognize them as the same user, whichever authentication method they use. This means they'll always see their EasyMorph server spaces and content, however they are connecting. One quick tip: if you only want users to be able to authenticate via a single sign-on method, such as Active Directory or Entra ID, you can delete their EasyMorph user password. We'll be adding more authentication providers in coming releases, including support for OpenID and Google Cloud Identity. And finally, one of the most important and eagerly anticipated new features comes to EasyMorph Gateway. File upload parameters added in EasyMorph Desktop in the last release are now fully supported on the Gateway. This ability to upload files removes the need for using third-party file storage services such as Microsoft OneDrive, Dropbox, or Google Drive when receiving data from outside your organization. EasyMorph Gateway also checks all uploaded files for viruses and other security threats. And as always, EasyMorph Gateway works without the need to open any ports or paths through your network security, helping you to reduce your attack surface and keeping your IT infrastructure secure. You can download and upgrade to version 5.9.1 of both EasyMorph Desktop and EasyMorph Server right now by heading to the download section at easymorph.com.